Today is February 20th, 2024. This is a cemetery commission and a meeting called to order. Members present: Ken Upham,
Joan Gladu Morton.
Joe Morton, and Devaney is excused today. Minutes of the last meeting.
Boyajian.
You want to read them, Joe? Minutes of the last meeting.
We have the minutes from the last reading. I'll give them, we can read them.
Yep. You want to just read them?
We should read them, and then at our next meeting, see if we need to amend them.
Okay, but we need to read them now.
You want me to read them out loud?
Yeah.
All right, Lakeville Cemetery Commission meeting minutes, January 9th, 2024. Members present: Commissioners Upham, Boyajian, and Morton. There were no guests. The meeting was called to order by Chairman Upham at 10:15 a.m. in the local history room of the Lakeville Public Library. Old business. A grant for $10,000 from the CPC to reset 2 table stones and upright other fallen stones at Thompson Hill Cemetery has been approved. Colonial Store will be contacted to start this project in the spring. Commissioner Boyajian will contact Paul Ford to see if he can provide assistance in acquiring granite posts for the front fence at Thompson Hill Cemetery and Precinct Cemetery. The estimate from Southeast Fence to set the post now is $20,000. A motion was made by Commissioner Morton and seconded by Commissioner Boyajian to have Southeast Fence install 3 granite posts and rails to go around the corner at Thompson Hill Cemetery. Motion carried. New business. Pickens 2 Cemetery has rails down and toppled stones. Discussion followed about applying for a CPC grant for this project. A motion was made by Commissioner Morton and seconded by Commissioner Boyajian to make a field trip to Pickens 2 to assess the issues there, then ask Southeast Fence for an estimate to repair and reset the rails, and Colonial Stone to reset the stones in preparation for a future CPC grant. Motion carried. A motion was made by Commissioner Boyajian and seconded by Commissioner Morton to remove cremains graves from the schedule of fees. A whole plot must be purchased on which 6 cremains can be buried. Motion carried. A motion was made by Commissioner Morton and seconded by Commissioner Boyajian to purchase an extra flag for the Veteran Cemetery. Motion carried. Chairman Upham explained how to get into the SIMS program for plotting cemetery interments. Commissioner Morton will assign cemeteries for each commissioner. Commissioners will check their cemeteries once a month, weather permitting, and report any issues to the commission. The commission reviewed the schedule of fees. A gravedigger, Tim Reed, gets $1,000 for an opening, $1,200 for a double deep at the Veteran Cemetery. This fee was just raised from $850. All boroughs were approved for payment. The meeting was adjourned at 10:46 a.m. The next meeting will be on February 13th, 2024.
Motion to accept the minutes approved. However, you stated something regarding corrections to the minutes?
Yes.
What was that?
If you had any, you would.
No, I have no.
Okay.
So the minutes are approved.
I second.
Let's go back on the minutes again, okay?
Okay.
Would you get with Devaney on number 2, where she's supposed to contact?
Paul Forth about.
Yeah, would you find out if she did that?
Sure. You bet. I will.
And then just put down, I will double check again with Southeast Fence.
About the price?
Yeah, about them installing, what did we say we were gonna do with that one? There was something, we were going to repair, what cemetery was that? We're going to repair
Oh, Pickens 2,
Pickens 2.
which is way out in the woods, so we can't get there until the snow goes.
Yeah, so that, we're gonna have to just table that one, so.
We have to table that.
Table that one. And there was one other thing that you said that I wanted to. How about, let me put on my peepers here. Lordy, lordy. Okay, we did purchase 2 additional flags.
Leanne,
You have one at your
I do.
office.
I do.
And I
And you
have,
have one.
I have the second one. And then the assignment of cemeteries, you said you were going to do that?
I have a list. I thought we would review it and
Okay, let's review that. Well, I make a motion, we accept this cemetery assignments with the understanding that each one of the commissioners starting in April or May, depending on the weather, start reviewing each cemetery upon their respective times that they have available, and then report back at each meeting that we have during the summer what their findings have been as far as upkeep, maintenance, and recommendations for repairs.
I second.
Approved. And if you would give this to Devaney
I will.
today. On the schedule of fees that we discussed, number 6 of your report, I did make a new outline and gave it to Tracy for publication on the town website.
Okay.
Okay, that takes care of old business. I took some folders out and I wanted to go over a couple of them because of the issues that came up,
Okay.
probably learning issues more than anything else.
Okay.
Kenneth Farrell,
VERA.
VERA. Clark Cemetery.
Okay.
The issue is that he purchased a property at the cemetery that was back, oh my goodness gracious, what date was that he purchased that? Yeah, May 25th, 2010.
May 25th, 2020?
2010.
2010.
And it was grave number 22.
22?
Yeah. So he purchased it with the intention to put his girlfriend in it. Passed away because of an automobile accident. We don't know if that occurred or not, because
Okay.
we have no cremation burial in this folder, or did I have any knowledge of it at all. However, Ken just passed away 2 weeks ago, and his ashes, we believe, is being held by his sister. So the issue with this one is we have the grave, we have 2 deceased, but we don't know where the cremains are.
Okay.
So I'm put this on a memo for record only because we need to look at that later.
Okay.
And who has that? So that's Devaney.
Devaney has Clark.
So if you would, just mark down that
Alright.
Devaney needs to check Vera's grave site and make sure there's no cremations being put in there without our knowledge. Excuse me. Okay, Hanson, Hanson.
At the Veteran Cemetery?
Daniel-
Veteran
Daniel,
Cemetery?
Yeah, Veteran Cemetery, who passed away last week. Actually, 2 weeks ago.
His name Dan,
Huh?
what's his first name? Daniel
Daniel.
Hanson?
That file is not complete, so I called, in fact, I called this morning again to ask for additional documentation on it. And we
Which
need-
funeral home is that?
Huh?
Which funeral home is that?
I'm sorry?
Do you have to call the funeral home to get more
No,
documentation?
because we didn't have the funeral home, we had the family did
Okay,
it. So I called the family this morning and informed them that that file wasn't complete. We needed additional documentation, the death certificate specifically. So we need a follow-up on that one. Can you fill me in on this DeFreitas? Apparently my knowledge of that is that we had a call from Miss Sproul, who owns this piece of property. And her previous name was DeFreitas.
right now it's Linda Sproul.
And she complained that someone buried ashes in her lot
Yes.
unauthorized.
She thinks they did.
Yeah. So I went there and attempted to determine if that was the case, but because of the snow and everything else that we have ongoing, I cannot make any determination that there's been a burial.
Okay.
So my recommendation is that we need to invite her to a meeting.
Okay.
And then we can probably get from her exactly what she's saying, and then give her the authority to remove anything on that property that she feels she has not authorized to be placed there. And I'll give you this. This is her telephone number. If you give her a call and invite her
Okay.
to a meeting,
All right.
and see if we can get that done for next month.
Okay. Let me talk about
Did I,
this
did I,
scattering area.
yeah, what was that one about?
So designating an area in one of our cemeteries where people can scatter ashes.
Did we put that on hold last one, or?
We'll table that to the next meeting. We have a little bit more
Yeah,
info.
because Devaney had something she wanted to speak to on that
Okay.
one.
We'll table the scattering of ashes until
Yeah.
the next meeting.
Now, did I make a mistake here 2 minutes ago? Did I say on DeFreitas, did I say Kroll?
Yeah, what about Sproul?
No. Jacqueline Kroll. We issued a deed for her, and that was forever. She is and lives in Fairhaven, and that was Lang Cemetery, grave number 9 that we found for her. Do you remember that one?
Is that Burnett? Lang Cemetery?
Yeah, Brunette, but it's owned by Kroll.
Oh, Kroll, K-R-O-L, yeah.
Yeah. And so what I did is I had Tim go back there, fill that back in.
Mm-hmm.
and now we have to refund the money.
Was it a cremains or a
It was
vault?
cremation. But we're not going to, because Tim did the job, he did do the opening, he did do the refill. So I informed her that we would return the money to her, $1,150, minus the opening fee, which she agreed to. However, the check has to be made out to her, and then she'll pay the Fairhaven mortuary.
So how much will be,
So we're going to
$1150
re-
minus, how much was the opening fee for him?
400.
$400. So that'll be made out to Mrs. Kroll?
Yes, the request for reimbursement will submit today. It will be made out to Jacqueline Crowe for Evergreen Street, Fairhaven, Mass.
Okay.
$1,150. That's all the business I have.
Okay. You have any bills to pay?
No bills to pay.
No bills to pay.
Anything else you may have?
I don't think so. We're
Okay.
pretty much caught up. Well, I can make a motion to adjourn this meeting.
Yeah, there be no further business. This agreed, no further business. This meeting is adjourned at 10:32 a.m.